What is going on, YouTube? I am Germ here. Season 10, it's underway. We're excited. It's time to do our placements. We want to start winning games. We want to start climbing up. Got to get our old rank back and then start achieving new ranks, new heights, getting better at the game. But since it's Season 10, a whole lot has changed. You need to know what champions do I want to play, what champions are going to be good, who am I going to be able to climb with the fastest in Season 10, and that is the point of this video. This is going to be my 80 carry tier list for all of Season 10. It's not patch specific. It's not, you know, just for the beginning of the season or anything like that. I'm trying to make a list of champions that I think are going to be strong throughout the whole season. So if you're going to dedicate time and put time into one of these champions, you're going to reap rewards for that throughout the entire season. Real quick, I just wanted to mention that recently we hit 500 subscribers. I want to say thank you guys so much for that, but hopefully we're not done here. Hopefully the numbers keep going up and up and up. I'm going to keep pumping out content since I'm motivated, since you guys are showing me tons of support, and hopefully I keep getting that love back, and that's what we're going to keep doing. We're going to keep trying to grow, but again, I just want to say thank you for everything we've achieved so far. Hopefully there's much more in the future. But let's get right into this video today, which is going to be, again, my 80 carry tier list for Season 10. This is going to be a low elo tier list. It's going to be for people in iron, bronze, silver, gold, platinum. We're trying to get people up to diamond. That's top 3% in League of Legends. That is nothing to scoff at all. And I want this tier list to be applicable to a ton of people. So that is 97% of the League of Legends community. So if you're looking for a high elo tier list, this might not be the video for you. It might be, though. I'm just giving you my opinions on the champions that are going to get you out of low elos the best. This one's going to be a little bit shorter. There's not as many 80 carries and stuff to talk about, but let's get right into it. Anyway, first up, we got the F tier. These are champions that if you're a one-trick of them or whatever, if this is a champion you've already sunk a lot of time into, or if you're just playing the game for fun and these are champions you enjoy, hey, great, go for it. But if you're trying to climb as fast as you can, use your time most efficiently in Season 10, that I don't think you should play this champion. I think you should really stay away from these guys. That is Draven, Ezreal, Kog'Maw, Vayne, Kalista. I'll even throw Yasuo into that group if you want to call Yasuo an 80 carry. I think these guys are either a little too hard to play, a little too weak, or just not going to give you the most bang for your buck and not going to make practicing them the most efficient use of your time. Draven, really hard to play, a difficult 80 carry. He's super fun, he's super exciting, he can run over lane phase, but he's not very good from behind, and you're just spending the whole game juggling axes. Ezreal, he doesn't even have a keystone that he wants to use right now, so I can't really recommend him. Kog'Maw, again, super terrible lane phase, scales into kind of a monster in the late game, but really hard to use, really hard to pilot. Vayne, she's gonna make you int. If you know what Vayne spotting is, if you don't, look it up. Stay away from Vayne. Also, Kalista, she's just been terrible for so long. I don't know what Riot's going to be doing with her. They try to buff her every once in a while, but I think she's just in a state where you want to avoid her. As far as the C tier, we got Heimerdinger and Twitch. Heimerdinger, if you consider him an 80 carry, I think he's solid. He can be just different. He can have a lot of control in the lane phase, but he's not really an 80 carry. I think you're going to win a ton of games on or find a ton of success. Twitch, he can be really strong in the late game. He can be really cheesy, but there's 80 carries that scale better than him with even a better early lane phase and stuff. He's kind of complicated to get down, how to use the invisibility right and all that stuff. So just a champion I'd stay away from. Only a couple guys in the C tier because I think there's a lot of champions in the B tier that are going to be very, very solid. So let's get into the B tier. We got Caitlyn, Kai'Sa, Tristana, Varus, Xayah, Lucian, and Aphelios. Caitlyn, always going to be very solid. One of the 80 carries I think is really a good choice to learn 80 carry on. Very long attack range, very, very annoying. She has CC with her traps. She has long range, but she's not really the best early. She's not really the best late. I think there's champions that you can just be better on. She requires kind of a really good mechanics to be very, very good at. So she's not really someone I would recommend, I guess. So even though she's solid, I don't think she's in that A or S tier. Kai'Sa, very, very strong, very, very fun to play, flashy, exciting champion. Kind of hard to get down good ults with her, kind of good to really, really hard carry games on. She has kind of a low range, kind of hard to pilot. Tristana, she has very, very good tower taking, very, very good early game lane phase, but again, she doesn't scale as good into that late game. She's not that really, really big hyper carry. Not super, super easy to play, kind of requires some coordination. You have to really, really stomp that lane phase hard. You have to take that tower really early. Requires good warding, good knowledge of where the jungler's supposed to be and stuff. I wouldn't really recommend that. Varus, he's really solid, he's got a lot of poke, has CC with his ult. He's always going to be useful, but he's not particularly strong. I don't think he's going to be particularly strong in Season 10. I just think you have better options. Xayah, again, another champion that can be really fun to play. Her ultimate's really nice to use. She has CC with the feathers, but the feathers not the most reliable. You got to know how to set up the feathers. You have to use the ult well. I see a ton of Xayahs like ulting backwards, ulting sideways, kind of missing the pullback and stuff, wasting their ultimate. So I don't think she's necessarily the easiest to pull off. Lucian, Very, very fun to play again. Very solid lane phase. Really, really strong. But he's not great at objectives, not great at taking towers, doesn't scale very well. He's hard to run over to the game early and just stomp the game at like 25 minutes with, and low elo games tend to go longer, so I'd stay away from Lucian. Aphelios, even though he's really, really strong right now in this patch, I think he's going to be getting nerfed. I think Riot's going to be figuring out his numbers. They thought he was going to be the super hard champion to play, so I think they left his numbers a little higher. As they get his numbers in line, I think he'll just be kind of this more complicated champion that's not going to be as OP as he is right now. So if you want to abuse Aphelios right now at the beginning of the season, go for it, but I wouldn't really... If you're trying to climb fast, I wouldn't say he's going to be a reliable main for all of Season 10. Finally, we're getting into this A tier. These are the very, very solid champions that I'm really going to be recommending. They're not my S tier, they're not the very best, but if you're playing one of these 3 champions, you really can't go wrong. I think they're going to be very, very solid, and they're all simple, easy to play, very useful. We got Jhin, Misfortune, and Sivir. Jhin, he's one of my favorite AD carries. Such long range, a ton of CC. He can be very useful. He has a ton of utility, and he does huge damage. That 4th shot, disgusting damage. The Q, you can really hit people while farming at the same time. His W, always going to be so useful. His ultimate, it can be a little tricky to land the ult shots, but that's great CC from far away and a ton of damage. Jhin, he's not the best AD carry necessarily, but I think he's very, very solid. And if you get good at him, I think you can win a ton of games in Season 10. Misfortune, she is so solid in lane phase. Her double tap, getting those empowered autos off. If you can land a Q on something that dies, that does a ton of damage. Her ultimate, always going to be useful in team fights. She's a great choice. And Sivir, she has insane wave clear. She can drag out games forever, and once you get to that late game, she has a chance to really take over. Ultimate, so good for the team. Sivir, I think, is going to be a great choice in a lot of games. The one thing that sucks, she has that short range. She doesn't have the greatest early lane phase. Kind of has mana issues early on, too. You have to know how to use your E well and stuff, but she is a great choice. She's an AD carry that I would definitely recommend. Finally, we're getting into the S tier. These are going to be the 3 AD carries I think you will see the most success with if you put time into them. These are 3 of my favorite AD carries and the ones that I would recommend. We had Ashe, Jinx, and Senna. Ashe, she scales like a monster. She can get really monstrous in late game if you've ever seen a turret Ashe with her Q going, just pumping out a ton of autos. And her ultimate is one of the best abilities in the game, in my opinion. Having that global CC, it helps initiate team fights, which as an AD carry, that's obviously an amazing tool. Usually you don't have a ton of CC, you don't have a ton of initiation. You can use it to peel, you can use it to engage, you can use it to snipe people from far away. She has CC under W, that makes her lane phase annoying. It's good in the mid game, it's good in the late game. She is just a beast. She's not the hardest hyper carry in the world, but she's solid throughout the entire game. You're always going to be useful as Ashe. Jinx, she is not the best champion early game, but she scales insane. In the late game, I think there's nothing scarier than not even a fed Jinx, just a Jinx that gets to like 4 items, 3, 4, 5 items. Jinx with her AoE rockets, you get Runons, you can just take over a team fight. You don't really even need that much peel. Once you get your passive going, you are just flying around, killing everything. If you put time into Jinx, you will see results in Season 10. She is going to be a very, very good champion. Finally, we have Senna. Even though she's new, and everyone's still kind of figuring out what exactly is the best way to play her and everything, I think she is one of my favorite AD carries already. I love having her on my team, and I think you're going to see great results from her in Season 10. She has great CC with her W. She has really annoying the zombie thing with her E, where she lets you not get auto attacked. Her Q healing's crazy. Her ultimate is so, so good. She honestly does a lot of damage and does a lot of healing. She can be like that utility AD carry. She has an overloaded kit. She's really, really disgusting. And I think if you put a ton of time into her, you can really learn how to be a dominant Senna player. But that's pretty much it for this video today, guys. That is my AD carry tier list for Season 10. Those are my thoughts on the champions that you guys should be playing to gain the most elo the fastest in Season 10. Leave a comment down below. Let me know if you agree. Let me know if you disagree. What I get right, what I get wrong. Who are you guys going to be playing? Any of that information would be awesome. Again, subscribe to my channel to stay updated on all my latest videos. If you like what I'm doing here, if you want to support me, that is an awesome way to do it. Drop a like if you enjoyed. And yeah, hopefully I see you guys all in the next video. But until then, peace.